guys, welcome back to Science Skills and Life Skills with Dikhyat Kiran. So first of all, I would like to wish you all a happy National Science Day, which is on 28th of February every year. So when I talk about a scientist, the first image that comes to your mind might be Einstein or Newton or Pythagoras or someone like that. But Indian scientists had made a huge contribution to the field of science, medicine, mathematics, astronomy, and astrology. So, let us see some of the greatest masterminds of India in the fields of science, medicine, and mathematics. We'll be saying science majorly. So, the first is Varaha Mihira. So, Varaha Mihira was born in 505 AD. He was one of the first scientists to claim that termites and plants could be the indicators of the presence of underground water. He gave a list of 6 animals and 30 plants which could indicate the presence of water. He gave very important information regarding termites, which is also known as Dimak, that they go very deep to the surface of water level to bring water to keep their houses wet. So another theory which has attracted the world of science is the earthquake cloud theory given by Varaha Mihira in his Brihat Samhita. The 32nd chapter of this Samhita is devoted to signs of earthquakes. He has tried to relate earthquakes to the influence of planets, undersea activities, underground water, unusual cloud formation, and abnormal behavior of animals. And then we have Maharishi Sushruta. So Maharishi Sushruta was born in 800 BC in the kingdom of Kashi, which is present-day Varanasi. He was an ancient Indian physician known as the main author of the treatise Sushruta Samhita, which can be translated as the Compendium of Sushruta. He is also known as the father of surgery. It was more than 1,000 years later that American Philip Physique invented modern surgery. Sushruta Samhita is considered a foundational text of Ayurveda, which means science of life. And this picture depicts the ancient surgery. Now we come to Maharishi Charak. So Maharishi Charak is considered the father of ancient Indian science of medicine. He was the Raj Vaidya in the court of Kanishka. His Charak Samhita is a remarkable book on medicine. In Charak Samhita, more stress has been laid on removing the cause of the disease rather than simply treating the illness, and even Ayurvedic medicine still date and do the same. And Charak also knew the fundamentals of genetics. Isn't it surprising that even before modern medicine was invented, all these ancient scientists knew such things? Now we come to Kannad. So Kannad's birth date is not known till date, even though few people suggest that he was born around 300 CE. No firm evidence is found. So Kannad was a 6th century scientist of Vaisheshika school, which is one of the six systems of Indian philosophy. So his original name was Alukya. He got the name Kannad because even as a child, he was interested in very minute particles called Kana. Its atomic theory can be a match to any modern atomic theory. So according to Kannad, the material universe is made up of kanas, that can be called atoms, which cannot be seen through any human organ. These cannot be further subdivided, thus they are indivisible and indestructible. Now let's fast forward to 1888. So C.V. Raman, Chandrasekhara Venkata Raman, was born on 7th November 1888 in Tiruchirappalli, which is now known as Trichy. So C.V. Raman is very famous for his discovery of physics of the blue color of seawater. And C.V. Raman won the 1930 Nobel Prize in Physics, and what was special about this was that he was the first Asian person to receive a Nobel Prize in any branch of science. And with his student K.S. Krishnan, he discovered that when light traverses a transparent material, some of the deflected light changes wavelength and amplitude. This phenomenon was a new type of scattering of light and was subsequently termed as the Raman effect. Now we look at Satyendra Nath Bose. Satyendra Nath Bose was born on 1st of January 1894 in Calcutta. He collaborated with Albert Einstein and they discovered the fifth state of matter called Bose-Einstein condensate. A Bose-Einstein condensate is formed by cooling a gas of bosons at extremely low density to ultra low temperatures, and these ultra low temperatures are very close to absolute zero. And he was awarded Padma Vibhushan in 1954. In case you didn't know, Padma Vibhushan is the second highest award in India. Now, Janaki Ammal. Janaki Ammal was born on 4th of November 1897 in Tellicherry, which is now known as Talisheri in Kerala. She was an Indian botanist who worked on plant breeding, cytogenetics and phytogeography. In case you didn't know, cytogenetics is study of structure of chromosomes and phytogeography is like botanical geography where the plants are found. So her most notable work involves studies on sugarcane and the eggplant, but she also worked on the cytogenetics of a range of plants and co-authored the Chromosome Atlas of Cultivated Plants with C.D. Darlington. She was awarded a Padma Shri by the Indian government in 1977. Homi Jahangir Bhabha. Homi Bhabha was born on 30th of October 1909 in Bombay. He was a nuclear physicist, founding director and professor of physics at the Tata Institute of Fundamental Research. He was colloquially known as the father of the Indian nuclear program. Bhabha was also the founding director of the Atomic Energy Establishment at Trombay. Trombay is an east suburb of Mumbai, and this is now known as the Bhabha Atomic Research Center in his honor. So, the Tata Institute of Fundamental Research and the Atomic Energy Establishment at Trombay were the cornerstone of Indian development of nuclear weapons, which Bhabha also supervised as director. So, Homi Jahangir Bhabha was awarded the Padma Bhushan in 1954 and he was also nominated for the Nobel Prize for Physics in 1951 and 1953 to 1956. Homi Bhabha died in an Air India plane crash. Now we come to Subramanian Chandrasekhar. Subramanian Chandrasekhar was born on 19th of October 1910 in Lahore, Punjab. Lahore is currently in Pakistan, but since this was during the British Indian time, it was in the Punjab presidency. He spent his professional life in USA and he contributed a lot to the field of astrophysics, and perhaps the most famous contribution he made was the Chandrasekhar limit. The Chandrasekhar limit is the maximum mass of a stable white dwarf star. He also came up with concepts such as the Chandrasekhar number, Chandrasekhar friction, etc. Now we come to Vikram Sarabhai. Vikram Sarabhai was born on 12th of August 1919 in Ahmedabad. He initiated the space research and helped develop nuclear power in India. He was also called the father of Indian space program. He was honored Padma Bhushan in 1966 and the Padma Vibhushan in 1972 posthumously. He also founded the Physical Research Laboratory. He also played a major role in setting up the Indian Institute of Management at Ahmedabad. Now, perhaps one of the most loved president of India is APJ Abdul Kalam. Abul Pakir Jainul-Abdin Abdul Kalam was born on 15th of October 1931 in Rameshwaram, Tamil Nadu. He was an Indian aerospace scientist and physicist who served as the 11th President of India. He worked for 4 decades in DRDO and ISRO and was intimately involved in the India's civilian space program and military missile development efforts, thus earning him the name the Missile Man of India. He was elected as president on 25th of July 2002 and was called People's President. While delivering a speech at IIM Shillong, he collapsed due to a cardiac arrest and died on 27th of July 2015. And even now, many people consider him as their role models. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And whenever you think of science, do remember the contribution that our forefathers made. So thank you for watching. Bye.